So I'm sure you remember that popular song by the late great Toby Keith, I Ain't As Good As I Once Was. Well, that kind of describes me, and probably most of us for that matter. You know, I have come to realize I can't do what I used to be able to do in my 20s, 30s, and 40s. However, with the help of horsepower, hydraulics, and fossil fuels, although I ain't as good as I used to be, I get way more done than I ever did. So it's been a rainy, miserable day today, but I've been down here at the woodyard for maybe a total of 2.5 hours. And I've been going through this log pile here. If you remember the other day, I got a load of firewood poles in here. And then the next day or the day after, I got a load of red oak. Some real nice saw logs and some firewood poles. So what I've been doing is kind of going through this pile, and I have been cutting up a bunch of firewood and moving poles and just getting organized on a rainy day. I won't get any of this red oak on the mill probably for a little while at least. We've got a bunch of pine to go through. So I think what I'll do over the next couple days, I'm going to start cutting some of these to length. I'll clean up the ends, and we'll have daughter Eva maybe seal the ends with some anchor seal, and then I'll stack them up real nice up off the ground out of the way, and these will be good for a very long time. But back there in the back, there's still a bunch more red oak poles and some maple and cherry and a few saw logs. So I'll probably get these out of the way first. Like I said, get these cut the length, and then I can get to the rest of that pile. But anyway, like I said, I've been down here just a couple hours. I got all this firewood cut here. I used the 500i and the excavator. Made a little room in the wood bunker there. Moved some firewood baskets out of the way. What I like to do is push it back as far as I can and up, and then pull a little bit out, and you can make a spot right there in the center for probably another 2 cords. So I got that done as well. And then I brought all these red oak logs down here. This one right here, I will get a saw log off the bottom. Everything else will go to firewood though. And I brought them over here because I'm going to cut these up. We'll have a big pile right about here. And then we'll use the split force log splitter down to that last bay in the woodshed. We'll just make a big pile right there. And Levi will stack that full. This stuff will definitely not be ready for this year. However, all the maple and cherry that we're putting in the bunker, if we get some more baskets, that stuff will be ready for next winter, no problem at all. But we have never had as much wood as we do now. Not even close. And when I say that, I mean firewood that's cut and split, and just logs at the woodyard. We're good to go. We're gonna hit it hard down here for another week or two. I definitely need to be sawing some more of this red pine, and we're gonna be building some stuff. But after that, I need to get down to the cabin. And I might even try to get down there a day or two next week. But the driveway is all torn up from the floods. There's some trees down, and we need to get started on the inside of the cabin. So that'll be coming up soon. But man, you just get busy. You do, and I enjoy every minute of it. I do. I love coming down here and just taking raw materials like logs and make finished products out of them, whether it be firewood or lumber. I just love doing it. It's like my hobby and my job. And by the way, the Avant, it's going to be going back in the next day or two. I'm going to miss that. I really am. I would like to buy one of those, but before I do, I'm going to try out a couple other machines, and I may even consider a size down from this one. I'm not sure. This one has a operating capacity of around 4,100 pounds. The 700 series would easily lift, you know, the big firewood totes filled with red oak. I'm just not sure yet. It's just a lot of money, and I'm not going to pull the trigger just yet. We're going to have to figure it all out. One thing that's really nice about that Avant, you can see with the excavator, you tear everything up. So what I'll do, I'll cut for a little bit, I'll throw those rounds over here by the splitter with the excavator, and then I kind of back drag everything and clean it up, because when it rains you get ruts, you get puddles, it just turns into soup. But with that Avant, it just runs right over top of this, doesn't make a mark. Oh, one more thing. I've had a lot of people ask me why I don't just cut the wood by the splitter instead of cutting it out there and throwing it in. Well, there's two reasons. Number one, I like to keep the mess over there, not in here. But more importantly, some of those poles are like 26, 28 feet long, and the posts this way are only, what are they? Building's 32 by 48, so 16. Realistically, 15 feet apart that way, and probably 12 this way, or 10. So it's kind of hard to get them in here. Plus, you'd be smashing into stuff. But anyway, right now, I need to head up to the house. Me and the hunt man, we're gonna run out for a little bit, and I'll report back either later this evening or first thing tomorrow morning. All right, it is first thing in the morning, and I think it's going to be a pretty decent day today, weather-wise. Got some more wood cut last night. That's maple and cherry. And then I started getting into the red oak as well. Got quite a bit piled up here. Like I said yesterday, we'll set that split force up right here. I do need to put a couple more boards on that floor. Maybe I'll take care of that today as well. We'll see how it goes. But before we do anything wood related, I'm going to take the Avant down to Levi and Kate's place. I've got probably 7 or 8 tons of stone down there that's not needed on their driveway, and I'll run the dump trailer down in a bit. We'll load up a load, and I'll run it down to my mom's place. Melissa, you've been on there all morning.
Yeah, I'm working out my Mother's Day treats.
How long have you been on there?
A good half hour.
It's been longer than that.
Minutes.
What's going on, Hunter? So I'm running into Ace to get Levi a pair of these.
Oh, right.
So let me tell you a story. These right here are the 3M Bluetooth. They're like bulletproof. I drop them, I leave them in the rain. They work all the time. Now, you had gotten a different brand for Levi for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And they quit charging already. They don't work. So he's down there. He's got his little earbuds in or whatever, but I'm going to get him a pair of these and be good. So things are clicking this morning. Everything always goes better when it's a nice day. But Levi's down there splitting with the Split Force. I'm going to run and get him a set of headphones, like I said. Then when I come back, we'll run down to my mom's and take care of that section of driveway. I will put a link in the description for the 3M Bluetooth headphones. I've done that before, but if you're running a mower, log splitter, chainsaw, they're just a really good product. If I'm getting into the groove, like I'm going to be splitting wood for a couple hours straight or something, I will listen to like a podcast. Sometimes I listen to the radio, and you can take phone calls on them as well, which it works really good for that. So I'll put the link in the description if you want to get a pair. All right, just got back to the house, picked up the 3M work tunes. I probably paid $20 more for these at Ace Hardware than I can get them for on Amazon, but I'm weird about stuff like that. The Ace Hardware in town is a great store, and it is independently owned, so I got no problem paying $20 more for something there. But like I probably wouldn't, I know I wouldn't spend 20 or 25 more at Home Depot or Lowe's, just the way I am. I love that Ace in town there. It's so convenient for me, nice people, but yeah. If you don't have something local that you like, you can find them in the link in the description. right, just finished up down here in my mom's driveway. This area right here that I just put this stone down, this is where I was working the other day. There was a real big brush pile here that I got rid of. I took it down the driveway, up the other driveway, kind of packed it back in the woods. I'll need to fix this up. There's water running down through here. The stream is actually over there about another 20 feet or so, but there's another small one right here, so I need to make a little V-ditch in there to collect that water. But by the way, when I was getting rid of all this brush, there's a lot of comments saying why I just didn't burn that pile. And good question, because you know I like to burn. Well, the reason is that right there is the neighbor's horse barn. Now, it is a metal building, don't get me wrong, but lots of straw, hay, lots of flammable things up there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of flammable things. And, you know, me, being the safety conscious guy that I am, decided it was not a good idea to burn a big brush pile about, it's probably 200 feet away. I don't know. I got the driveway all taken care of. Levi, I just checked in on him. Well, he sent me a text. He got all that red oak split and stacked in the woodshed. So I think what I'll do later on today or this evening, I'll get a bunch more of that ready. And I'm also going to try to get out to the clearing. This is the first nice day we've had in a few, but it should be drying up pretty nicely. And if it's dry enough, I'm going to take the skid loader out there and get rid of the rest of those stumps and just clean everything up. And then I will rake everything with the grapple. Then probably put a rake on this tractor, hit it with that, and hopefully that's enough. It should be ready for seed at that point, because I think tomorrow afternoon it's supposed to rain. So if I can get all of that done, I don't know if I can or not, but we'll see. By tomorrow sometime we can get that seeded and scratch that off the list. And also tomorrow, I think the fence crew's coming to put the 16-foot gate in at the end of the road, and then we'll have a bunch of work to do right there by the house. I'll explain all that in the next video. But anyway, I think that is about it for today's video. Couple things before we wrap up though. Number one, if you are a subscriber to our channel, double check, make sure you are still subscribed. And number two, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. And number three, sign up for our newsletter if you want to. You just go to outdoorswiththemorgans.com. There will be a pop-up that comes up, and we send a newsletter out at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, kind of a look back at what we have done, a look ahead of what's going to be happening, and some behind-the-scenes stuff. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a lot going on this summer. A lot of big changes. Let me just put it that way. Big changes coming. So I think that's about it. Appreciate you being here. We'll catch you on the next one.